We are starting things off with my first ever deck, The Oracles of Shadow and Light by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith. So one of the first compliments I have about this deck that I don't see in some of the later decks done by this pair and done by what I would assume is the same company is that there's actually a separate cutout for your cards to stay still in the deck, which has kept my cards looking very new, very nice, and very pristine, despite the fact that this has been my main deck, like I said, for over 10 years now. You can see they're still very glossy, and the art has held up amazingly over the years. Speaking of the art as well, the art on this deck is some of my favorite from any art deck done by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, because all of the art in this deck is very, very high quality, and it's art that is not really repeated in her other decks, which is an issue that you do see pop up in later decks. Moving more into specifics of using the deck and the messages within the deck, this deck does have a wide range of messages, which I do really like. As an Oracle deck, it functions really well to not be pigeonholed into very specific messages or only being able to be used for specific times. This is a very good all-around general messages deck. As far as the messages go, on the bottom of each card, below the name, there is a small message to help you remember what each card is supposed to mean. Take a look at the book that it comes with. This is a relatively nice sized book to come with a deck, understanding the world of the deck, how it's meant to be read, and an understanding of the creatures within the deck. As you go into the card meanings, every card meaning is split up into 3 different sections. The first section is the about for the card. The about for the card tells you quite literally about the card, about the creature that you see in the card. The next section is the card speaks, and it is speaking to you directly. So if you are the type of person who needs a little bit more than just what the card is supposed to mean, you wish the cards could speak to you to tell you directly what they're trying to tell you, this book does that for you. And lastly, it does break it down into a divination message. I think this is really great because it gives you a lot of material to work with, to understand the cards and to work with them to their fullest extent. It makes this a really good deck to do very in-depth readings and not have to worry about whether or not you're going to have cards in this deck that are applicable to your situation. For me, a 10 out of 10 deck. Could not recommend it more.